So listen, ESTG went and did Bootleg Cav's podcast.
True.
Fucking stupid Bootleg Cav start asking him questions.
That's crazy.
Yo, during an interview, man. That was wild.
Who does that?
ESTG had heard enough, got up and walked out. I love that move in podcasts, getting up and walking out.
Yes, you did it a couple of times.
And I love if somebody do it to me. It's a move. I'm getting my content.
It does seem to always work.
It never fails if somebody walks out of an interview.
Got it.
When Ross walked out of 85 South, and that was even the most polite walkout I ever saw.
That was the funniest shit ever, though. I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm going to the bathroom.
And they was like, yo, I think he gone.
Yeah, he left. I left mad sensitive. I'll never do your platform again.
Been back.
Sensitive as hell. No, I never went back. That was Hot 97. I said that. Ain't been back since.
Oh, you never went back?
Never went back since. Not to say I wouldn't. I would.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, I would, because it's under different pretenses now.
Got it.
I'm not going to promote an album. I'm not going to promote a project. Yeah. I don't need to rely on y'all to steer the conversation correctly. Now we can really talk about anything.
I see what you're saying. And you got a relationship.
Up there, I was trying to sell a record.
So yeah, let's talk about this record.
Let's talk about the album. And ESTG, bringing it back to him, said, yo, what does any of this have to do with selling my album? I got a project dropping on Friday. You asked me about aliens. You asked me about football. You asked me about the last gay actor or whatever the fuck he was asking him. So where do y'all fall? Which side do y'all fall on? Whose side do you fall on this?
Bootleg Kev responded to that. And he said, yo, his peoples reached out to me and said he does not want to do your typical interview asking me about the music. So they told him some things that he's into, like quantum physics, and he looks into that type of shit. So he was trying to have
trying to be Narwhal.
He was just trying to have a non-traditional interview where we just sit here and kick it and talk shit.
So where'd the miscommunication happen?
Well, let me say what ESTG said. Let me read it. You trying to play it like I walked out because of football, like Ain did plenty of interviews talking about playing football and talking about it in my music. You asking me if I remembered an old man porn star, if I believe in aliens and the NFL Combine. What the fuck does that have to do with my album dropping Friday? I literally just walked out that interview 2 hours ago. You already got a clip up. You trying to go viral, LOL. 100. I got real life shit going on. Ask around.
I personally would rather hear conversations about aliens and quantum physics. But I understand when you release an album, that's not what you want to talk about. But it's weird if the PR people are telling you one thing and he wants to do something different.
I read Bootleg Kev's response. About the ESTG thing, I'm a fan of his music and was genuinely excited to talk to him. I was told by his team that he wanted to not have an interview not filled with typical stuff where we talk about music, this, music, that, etc. Apparently, he has a wide range of interests that includes the universe and quantum physics, etc. That's what I was told. So I approached our interview as I do every single one. Let's have fun, shoot the shit, and get to know who you are outside of the music plus persona. Then he continued on. And he was like he was looking forward to talking about just outside of music topics, and it clearly irritated.
I'll push back on what you said, Paul. It's not uncommon for the artist and the publicist to be on two totally different pages.
True. It's not.
Absolutely.
And these artists are moody. So yeah, that might have been normally my thing, but I'm not in the mood.
Actually, that's one of my biggest beefs in the music business. Well, not in the music business. But yeah, is that the publicist in trying to do their job is going to tell the platforms whatever they need to tell them to get the shit booked.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And when they bring it to you, they're going to tell you whatever they need to tell you to get you there. Mm-hmm. It's not until the artist get there and find out for himself that you really know what's going on.
Yeah. Like we've had artists that came in here that clearly did not want to be here. On the walk-in, didn't want to be here, but then you loosen up because you, from whatever they might have heard about you, or they just...
Tense.
Yeah. Exactly, tense.
A lot of people have that about me.
And then they walk in and like, oh shit, this shit is chill. It's cool here. All right, bet. And now they're... The usual, we got to hard out because we got a flight to catch, which we know what that means. Mm-hmm. If we'll give you this amount of time, if we ready to leave, we leaving for this reason. Half the time, artists will sit here and be like, "Yo, nah, we good. We pushed it back. We can rock out a little longer," because they loosen up and they realize it's
it's a gift,
comfortable environment.
Yeah.
But if you here and you just don't want to be there, you dealing with whatever, it's easy for you to, yo man, I don't even want to talk about this shit anyway. Like, leave me alone.
But that's the other thing. A lot of these new acts and new artists ain't really trying to do interviews, really. So it takes some coaxing from the publicists or the label or the A&R. Somebody got to talk you into it, or you got to have a relationship with the person that's doing the interview.
Right.
They just don't want to do interviews.
Why
Yeah,
not?
but if somebody's
They don't
trying
wanna
to
talk.
sell you a record and you're saying to them, I don't want to do no interviews, then your team is going to get in the trick you mode.
True.
And what happens?
That's
they
what
want-
this seems like.
And they want to do interviews with who they want to do them with.
Who they're comfortable with.
I mean, that probably is the underlying factor in this. Maybe he's not familiar with Bootleg
Exactly.
Kev, didn't want to do Bootleg Kev for whatever reason. He would have rather went somewhere else.
Like a lot of the, more street artists prefer to sit with certain people.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't even want to be here.
Right.
Book me over there with them. I'll sit there, and we can do something.
I think that I won't harp on this too long. Damn, I'm kind of conflicted as a rapper and a podcaster.
I feel like most of the times when we have artists up here, we don't really just sit down and dissect their
I'm never
Yeah.
going to talk. Yeah, but we also don't have.
in-cycle interviews very often. You're right.
Yeah, because in cycle means to me anyway. Yo, I'm coming to talk about this dog.
Yeah.
Right.
And I got 9 more of these lined up directly after you.
Right.
I ain't with none of that shit. And I want to learn about the artist. I'm sick of enough music. I have your music.
I got
Right.
your
I got
music
that.
already. Yeah.
What do you do when you wake up in the morning? When's the last time you cried? What are you into outside of music?
Do you
What is
remember
it-
this porn star?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel Bootleg Kev on that side.
I'm on his side.
Does
Mainly-
anybody agree with ESTG? Does anybody
No.
agree with him?
I don't.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm on Bootleg Kev's side mainly because it was your, and I get it, there can be a disconnect between publicists and artists, but it was your people
Yeah.
who even put that bug in his ear
Like
to
you
have
said, he
him
probably
doing
wasn't
that.
aware. And
I agree.
I'm blaming the publicist too.
Yeah, for sure.
I've had publicists come up to me and blow up a platform. Yo, this platform gets 900 million impressions with this much traffic and this much audience. And you walk in and there's some crackhead loser with a fucking Sony handheld bullshit mic
Yeah.
just asking you weird shit. Hey, dog, I don't give a fuck how many impressions you get. I'm getting out of
I'm
here.
not doing it.
Neutral button.